Where is, I want that poem, astronomy, the angel of revelation, associated with Mars. Interesting. Of course, it means sex appeal. It's got that it factor. When he touches him with a spear, Ithuriel causes the tempter to resume his proper likeness. So he shows the proper likeness of things. Okay, let's back it up. Here we go. Well, let's just look up what Wikipedia has to say about Stephen King's It. It follows the exploits of 7 children as they are terrorized by the eponymous, what does that word mean? Eponymous. Redirects here. An eponym is a person, place, or thing for whom or for which something is named or believed to be named, for example. Okay. And let's see, I'm on the online etymology dictionary. And I'm looking up the word it. The exploits of 7 children. Okay, I'm just going to read what Wikipedia has to say about the book It by Stephen King. It is a 1986 horror novel by American author Stephen King. The story follows the exploits of 7 children as they are terrorized by the being, which exploits the fears and phobias of its victims in order to disguise itself while hunting its prey. It primarily appears in the form of a clown in order to attract its preferred prey of young children. The novel is told through narratives alternating between 2 time periods. It deals with themes that eventually became King staples: the power of memory, childhood trauma, and the ugliness lurking behind a facade of traditional small-town values. The novel won the British Fantasy Award, yada yada. Okay, wait a minute. So why did... are these? Demonic entity of evil. Monster of unknown origin that preys on dairies children and humans every 3 decades. Hello? So funny. Ah, hilarious. Know it all. Do it yourself. It's... let's see, I want to go to... here's what it said. Okay, Ithuriel's spear. The image is from Paradise Lost and turns up in late 19th century literature. The weapon caused anything it touched to assume its true form. Ithuriel is an archangel in the poem. The name is older and appears to be Kabbalistic. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, let's read what it says about Pennywise. Described as a very mysterious, eldritch, whatever that word means, demonic entity of evil, it is a monster of unknown origin that preys on dairies, children, and humans every 3 decades, stating it finds the fear in children akin to salting the meat. Among its powers is shape-shifting into a form that... so maybe I need to look up Kabbalah Ithuriel. Let's do that. So let's do Ithuriel. Let's see what comes up. Angels. Israel is an angel. Struggling God, striver with God. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Let's keep going. Ithuriel, the god of discovery. The discovery of God. One of the 3 deputy serum princes of the holy Sephiroth, serving under the ethnarchy of the angel Sephirion. Okay. Itmon, one of the many names, aspects of the Metatron. Itqual, an angel of affection. Are these related? Okay, let's not go there. Is dispatched by Gabriel to locate Satan when it becomes known that he is in Eden. Satan is found by the 2. Squat like a toad, close to the ear of Eve. He resumes. Okay, yeah, when he touches him with the spear, Ithuriel causes the tempter to resume his proper likeness. So he shows the proper likeness of things. Okay, let's back it up. Here we go. I saw another thing. Grass nut. Okay, let's find another one. Definition in Arabic. Corn. To exercise lordship, rule as a lord. To lord it. From the 1570s. Fit with wings. I said it's associated with some kind of plant too. I want to look what that is. Okay, Ithuriel. Ithuriel. Quote, discovery of God, is the name of a being mentioned in the writings of the Kabbalah and in 16th century conjuring books. He is one of the 3 deputy serum princes of the holy Sephiroth, where the term is interpreted as denoting a great golden crown. Ithuriel is also mentioned in the poem The Hour of the Angel by Rudyard Kipling about final judgment. The poem refers to the hour of judgment, the final hour, as Ithuriel's hour. Ithuriel's spear is also mentioned in his poem Dinah in Heaven, with the dog of the title storming against Ithuriel's spear that only proved her truth. Earlier sources may yet come to light. The name appears also in the grimoires as in the first pentacle of the planet Mars, figured in Mather's The Greater Key of Solomon, page 63. In Paradise Lost 4, 778, 788, I guess those are pages or passages, I'm not really sure. John Milton refers to Ithuriel as a cherub, mistakenly. Okay, Ithuriel is referenced in Thomas Hardy's The Return of the Native, when Ven slaps Wildev on the shoulder. Ithuriel is also a fictional character, an angel, who had been summoned and tortured by Valentine in Book 3, City of Glass of the Mortal Instruments trilogy by Cassandra Clare, also appearing in Clockwork Princess, the conclusion of prequel series, The Infernal Devices, as a spirit entrapped within the Clockwork Angel locket belonging to Tessa Gray. That sounds interesting. I need to look that up. John Adams makes reference to the spear of Ithuriel as a source of inspiration for political philosophy in his discourses on Davila. The spear is represented in Alan Moore's Watchmen comic book series by the Chrysler Building in New York City. In Aleister Crowley's okay, I don't know what. The Holy Guardian Angel is described as Ithuriel the Strong. Then said Ithuriel the Strong, let us also worship this invisible marvel. 7:3:27. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't think I am. In the Key of Solomon, Ithuriel, and I'm not going to say all these names, Okay, he's one of the 4 angel names on the first talisman of Mars. In Mark Twain's The Canvasser's Tale, Ithuriel is the name of the uncle of the sad-eyed stranger. In the 2007 Australian movie Gabriel, Ithuriel is one of the 7 archangels sent to reclaim light from the fallen angels and return it to purgatory. Madamiel, in the Jewish Kabbalah, Madamiel is the angel responsible for the planet Mars. The angel of courage and perseverance, Mars. Christ, John Randolph. Angels Within Us, a spiritual guide to the 22 angels that govern our everyday lives. Random House, Publishing Group, Kindle edition, page 220. Okay, so Ithuriel, this is where this information is from. Definition. Let's see what comes up. Peanut, a California Brodiae, whatever, with purplish blue or rarely white funnel-shaped flowers. Okay, so they're peanuts. In clusters on a tall scape, linear leaves, and a deep-seated edible corm. Let's read about this, as it's associated. Okay, a California Brodiae, whatever, I'm not going to say that word. It bears a tall, naked stem, topped with a spray of smaller stalks, each ending in a purple or blue flower. The flower is tubular, opening into a sharply 6-pointed star. The plant grows from a corm, which is edible and similar in taste and used as in the potato. I'm looking for proof that the word it, is associated with God. And this is some of the proof of that. It's that angel they're talking about. Common name for the species, Ithuriel sphere. The Ithuriel spear is a reference to the angel Ithuriel from Milton's Paradise Lost. Okay, so there's that again. Not much information. Purple, wisdom. It's truth. Ithuriel is truth. It's looking beyond the illusion and seeing the truth. I want to find this poem. It's about angels. Satan finds Adam and Eve. That's what book 4 is. Okay, I see. So there's a translation and there is the actual words. So let's read it in plain English and then let's read it the way it is. Chapter 4. I wish somebody had warned Adam and Eve the way St. John warned everybody about Satan in the book of Revelation. Then maybe they could have been saved. Satan was coming to earth to take revenge on them for losing the war and being thrown into hell. But he was feeling less sure of himself than when he began his mission. He was feeling nervous. He couldn't escape the feeling that he was still in hell. He was suddenly overwhelmed by painful memories of the glory he once had and how terrible his situation had become. He looked down at Eden, which was beautiful. Then he looked up at the full shining sun. He said to the sun, "You look like the God of this new world. All the stars hide when you come out. But I hate you. I hate how you remind me of how glorious I once was, even more glorious than you. Pride and ambition caused me to go against God, but why? He's the one who gave me my glory. He was kind to me, and he didn't ask much in return. What was so hard about giving him the praise and thanks that he deserved? But all his goodness only made me bad. I was in a high position, but it just made me want to be higher. I got sick of always saying thank you. I guess I forgot all that he continually gave. I didn't see that feeling gratitude does not need to be expressed in words. So what was the problem? Maybe it would have been better if he had made me a lesser angel. Then I wouldn't have become so ambitious. But then maybe another high angel would have done what I did, and I would end up one of his followers. But there were other angels as powerful as me, yet they never rebelled. I had the same free will as they did. So what do I have to blame for my fall? Nothing but God's love that he gives equally to everybody. Then damn his love. since it makes no difference whether he loves me or hates me. Here's where I end up. No, damn myself, since I freely chose to do what I did and now sadly regret. I feel like hell. Wherever I go is hell. Infinite hell, infinite hate, infinite despair. And yet I'm afraid an even worse hell awaits me, one so bad that compared to it, this is like heaven. What can I do? Is there any way out of this? Yes, I can beg forgiveness, but the thought of it makes me sick. What shame I would feel before all my followers. I led them to this with promises and bragging how I could beat God. They should only know how I now eat those words and what terror I feel while they worship me as their king, king of misery, that's me, still falling into worse misery. Even if I could be forgiven, how long could I keep up the insincere apologies I made in pain? Once I was back in my comfortable old high place. Things have gone way too far. There's too much hatred to ever be undone. I would only relapse into worse hatred and worse rebellion. Any reconcilement would be short-lived. God knows all this. He's as unlikely to forgive me as I am to ask him to. He's given up on us and created this new world of man to take our place. So all hope is gone, and with it fear and regret as well. All good is lost to me. Evil will become my good. Let God rule over the world of good. I will rule over evil, and maybe my half will turn out to be bigger than his, as mankind may soon find out. While he spoke, his evil emotion showed on his face. If anybody had seen him, it would have given away his phony cherub's disguise, since they never have such bad thoughts. Realizing this, he quickly changed his expression. He was the first one ever to pretend to be saintly, while hiding his true evil intent. But he was too late. Ithuriel had been watching him the whole time. Okay, so that's a sample. Let me find the part that talks about Ithuriel. I'm not going to read all this because there's a lot of it. Now had night measured with her shadowy cone, halfway uphill this vast sublunar vault, and from their ivory port the cherubim, forth issuing at the accustomed hour, stood armed, to their night watches in warlike parade, when Gabriel to his next in power thus spake, Uzziel, Uzziel, have these drawn off, and coast the south, with strictest watch. These other wheel the north. Our circuit meets full west, as flame they part, half wheeling to the shield, half to the spear. From these, two strong and subtle spirits he called, that near him stood, and gave them thus in charge, Ithuriel and Zephon, with winged speed, search through this garden, leave unsearched no nook, but chiefly where those two fair creatures lodge, now laid perhaps asleep secure of harm. This evening from the sun decline arrived, who tells of some infernal spirit seen, hitherward bent, who could have thought escaped the bars of hell, on errand bad no doubt. Such where ye find, seize fast and hither bring. So saying, on he led his radiant files, dazzling the moon, these to the bower direct, in search of whom they sought. Him there they found, squat like a toad, close at the ear of Eve, assaying by his devilish art to reach the organs of her fancy, and with them forge illusions as he list, phantasms and dreams, or if inspiring venom he might taint the animal spirits that from pure blood arise, like gentle breaths from rivers pure, thence raise, at least distempered, discontented thoughts, vain hopes, vain aims, inordinate desires, blown up with high conceits, engendering pride. Him thus intent Ithuriel with his spear, touched lightly, for no falsehood can endure, touch of celestial temper, but returns, of force to its own likeness, up he starts, discovered and surprised, as when a spark lights on a heap of nitrous powder, laid fit for the ton some magazine to store, against a rumored war, the smutty grain, with sudden blaze diffused, inflames the air. So started up in his own shape the fiend, back stepped those two fair angels, half amazed, so sudden to behold the grisly king, yet thus, unmoved with fear, accost him soon. Which of those rebelled spirits adjudged to hell? Comest thou, escaped thy prison, and transformed? Why sayest thou, like an enemy in wait, here watching at the head of these that sleep? Know ye not then, said Satan, filled with scorn, know ye not me? Ye knew me once no mate, for you, there sitting where ye durst not soar. Not to know me argues yourselves unknown, the lowest of your throng, or if ye know, why ask ye and superfluous begin your message, like to end as much in vain? To whom thus Zephon answered scorn with scorn, think not, revolted spirit, thy shape the same, or undiminished brightness to be known, as when thou stoodest in heaven, upright and pure. That glory then, when thou no more wast good, departed from thee, and thou resemblest now thy sin and place of doom obscure and foul. But come, for thou, be sure, shalt give account to him who sent us, whose charge is to keep this place inviolable, and these from harm. So spake the cherub, and his grave rebuke, severe in youthful beauty, added grace invincible. Abashed the devil stood, and felt how awful goodness is, and saw virtue in her shape how lovely, but chiefly to find here observed his lustre visibly impaired, yet seemed undaunted. If I must contend, said he, best with the best, the sender, not the sent, or all at once more glory will be won, or less be lost. They fear, said Zephon bold, will save us trial what the least can do, single against thee wicked, and thence weak. The fiend replied not, overcome with rage, but like a proud steed champing his iron curb to strive or fly, he held it vain, all from above had quelled his heart. So I'm not going to read any more of this, but yeah, basically, Ithuriel touched Satan. He was pretending to be something else. I haven't read the beginning of this, but he showed his true self. Ithuriel, it showed the truth of the lie. He revealed the truth. Okay, so I'm going to find, there's another place that I looked, because where I started tonight was the etymology